Wow. You guys have really sent in some incredible stories for this deep dive.
Really heartwarming stuff.
Yeah, and they're from all over the world, too. Like a global tapestry of kindness.
It really is inspiring.
So, uh, I guess our mission for this deep dive is to sort of like celebrate these acts of kindness and see, how these small gestures can have a ripple effect.
I like that.
Yeah. So why don't we just dive right in?
Sure.
Okay, so this first story is about a chess grandmaster in New York City, and he's teaching kids how to play in a park.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
I mean, chess is already such a great game for kids.
Yeah.
It teaches strategy and planning and critical thinking.
But it's more than that, isn't it? Like, he's not just teaching them the moves. He's, teaching them life lessons.
Absolutely. It's about mentorship, giving these kids someone to look up to.
Yeah, and someone who's achieved such a high level of mastery in their field.
Exactly.
Like, if he can do it, they can do it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next story takes us to Argentina, where an artist is replacing graffiti with these beautiful portraits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's painting portraits of people who live in the neighborhood, including people experiencing homelessness.
That's so cool.
It is, right?
I love that she's using her art to highlight the humanity of people who are often overlooked.
Yeah, exactly. Like, their stories deserve to be seen and heard.
And by putting these portraits in public spaces, she's making a statement.
Yeah, she's like forcing us to confront our own biases.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff.
Okay, so now let's talk about this tech entrepreneur in Silicon Valley who's offering free computer classes to older adults.
Oh, that's great.
I know, right? It's so important because technology is such a big part of our lives these days.
And it can be really intimidating for people who didn't grow up with it.
Absolutely.
But this entrepreneur is bridging that digital divide.
Yeah, he's giving them the tools to stay connected and participate in the digital world.
It's about empowering them,
Yeah, and it's not just about the practical skills either, right?
Yeah.
It's about fostering community and combating isolation.
Exactly. Like, imagine the joy of an older person being able to video chat with their grandkids.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next story comes from a small town in Italy,
Okay.
and it's about this really cool movement called Little Libraries.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, so basically people are setting up these mini libraries in their front yards, and anyone can take a book or leave a book.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's such a great way to promote literacy and community.
And it's just a really charming idea.
Yeah, it's like this little oasis of books in the middle of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and it encourages people to talk to each other.
Right. Like, you could be walking by and see your neighbor browsing the library and strike up a conversation.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, get ready for this next story. It's about a fisherman in the Philippines who's dedicating himself to cleaning up the ocean.
Wow.
I know, it's incredible, right?
Like, what makes someone do that?
I think it's a love for his community and a sense of responsibility for the environment.
Yeah, he sees the problem and he's taking action.
And he's doing it one boatload of plastic at a time.
It's really inspiring.
It shows that even small actions can make a difference.
Totally.
Okay, so let's shift gears to Johannesburg, South Africa, where there's this amazing music teacher. And she's formed a choir for children with and without disabilities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, music is such a universal language, right?
It really is. It transcends differences and brings people together.
And for these kids, especially those with disabilities, it's a chance to find their voice and express themselves.
And it's great for their development, too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Music can help with cognitive function and emotional well-being.
So it's like a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for another story?
Yeah, definitely bring it on.
Okay, so this one takes place in Paris, France.
Ooh, Paris.
I know, right? Always a good setting for a story.
Yeah, for sure.
So in Paris, a group of people have started this really interesting project. They're creating a time capsule.
A time capsule.
Yeah, and it's filled with letters that people have written to their future selves.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
It is right.
I love the idea of connecting with your future self.
Yeah, it's like a promise to yourself to grow and change and become the best version of you.
And imagine opening that letter years from now.
Right. Like, it would be like a message from the past reminding you of your dreams and aspirations.
It could be really powerful.
It makes you wonder what you would write to your future self.
Yeah, what advice would you give?
What kind of world would you hope to be living in?
It's a great question.
Okay, so let's move on to Tokyo, Japan, where there's this elderly gardener who's dedicating his time to beautifying the city.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know, right? It's such a selfless act.
He's not doing it for recognition or reward.
He's just doing it out of love for his community.
And it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, because his work will be enjoyed by generations to come.
He's leaving a legacy of beauty.
It's like he's planting seeds of hope. Okay, so this next story comes from Canada, and it's about a group of knitters who are making blankets for refugees.
That's heartwarming.
I know, right?
It's such a simple but meaningful gesture.
It's like wrapping them in a warm embrace and letting them know that they're welcome.
And those blankets are made with so much love.
Yeah, each stitch is a thread of kindness.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so for our final story, we're heading to rural Australia.
Okay.
And it's about a retired pilot who's giving free flights to young people in his community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
I bet those kids are thrilled.
Oh, yeah, they must be.
Imagine soaring above the outback, seeing the world from a whole new perspective.
It's like a dream come true.
And it could inspire them to pursue their own dreams.
Yeah, maybe some of them will become pilots themselves.
It's possible.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wraps up part 1 of our deep dive into the extraordinary power of human kindness.
It's amazing how these stories from all over the world show the universality of compassion.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that we're all connected and that even small acts of kindness can make a big difference.
I think that's a great message to take away from this.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is amazing to see how people are choosing kindness all over the world.
It's like there's this wellspring of compassion
Yes.
inside all of us, just waiting to be tapped into.
Right.
Okay, so let's get back to our stories.
Mm.
And I think we left off talking about time capsules in Paris.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So these people are writing letters to their future selves, and it's really making me think about, what I would write to my future self.
It's a good question to ponder.
Yeah, like what advice would I give? What goals would I set?
Exactly.
What would I want my future self to remember about who I am right now?
It's like a chance to reflect on your values and your aspirations.
And to imagine the kind of person you want to become.
Right.
It's powerful stuff.
It is.
Okay, so let's switch gears and head to Tokyo, where we'll meet this incredible elderly gardener.
Oh, yeah. This story is so heartwarming.
I know, right? He's spending his golden years beautifying the city for future generations.
That's a beautiful act of selflessness.
Like he's planting trees that he might never see fully grown.
It's like a gift to the future.
Yeah, and it's a reminder that our actions can have a ripple effect that extends far beyond our own lifetimes.
It's about leaving a legacy of beauty and hope.
It really is.
Okay, so are you ready for a story that will warm your heart?
Always.
This one takes place in Canada, and it involves a group of knitters who are making blankets for refugees.
That's so sweet.
I know, right? It's such a simple gesture, but it's so meaningful.
It's like a tangible expression of welcome and support.
Like a warm embrace.
Yeah, exactly.
And those blankets are infused with so much love and care.
It's like each stitch is a thread of compassion.
It's a beautiful way to show solidarity and make those refugees feel seen and valued.
Absolutely.
Okay, so for our final story, we're soaring off to rural Australia.
Sounds like an adventure.
It is, in a way, because we're meeting a retired pilot who's giving free flights to young people in his community.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I know, right? Imagine the thrill of taking to the skies for the first time.
It's like a dream come true for those kids.
And who knows, it might even spark a lifelong passion for aviation.
Yeah, some of them might even become pilots themselves one day.
It's possible.
It's really amazing how this one act of generosity could have such a ripple effect.
Yeah, it's about opening up a world of possibilities.
And inspiring a sense of wonder and adventure.
Absolutely.
So we've traveled the globe, haven't we?
Yeah.
Sharing these stories of kindness.
Yeah, from Argentina to the Philippines to South Africa.
I mean, it's incredible how these acts of compassion, though, they happen in different quarters of the world. They all speak to this shared human experience, right?
Absolutely. It's like a reminder that we're all connected.
And that even small gestures can have a ripple effect.
A ripple effect. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Like, think about the artist in Argentina replacing graffiti with portraits. It wasn't just about beautifying the city. It was about recognizing the dignity of each person she painted.
Exactly.
And that message, it ripples outwards, inspiring others to see their community differently.
And then there's the Filipino fisherman cleaning up the ocean.
Yeah.
His actions, they inspire others to take responsibility for the environment.
It shows that even small actions can make a global impact.
And the music teacher in Johannesburg creating a choir for children with and without disabilities.
Right.
That's about fostering inclusion and breaking down barriers.
And those ripples, they extend beyond the choir room.
They touch families, schools, communities.
It's amazing, isn't it, how these acts of kindness, they create these positive chain reactions.
You know, there's actually a term for that in psychology.
Oh, really? What is it?
It's called emotional contagion.
Emotional contagion.
Yeah, it's the idea that emotions can spread from person to person.
So you're saying that kindness is contagious,
Exactly.
like a virus.
Well, not exactly, but in a way, yes.
I like that.
When we witness acts of kindness, it triggers positive emotions in us, and then those emotions ripple outwards.
So it's like we have a responsibility to be kind
I think so.
because our actions, they don't just affect us, they affect everyone around us.
It's about creating a more compassionate world.
And that brings us to our final thought for this deep dive.
What small act of kindness will you choose today?
It could be a simple smile, a kind word, a helping hand.
Or maybe it's something bigger, like volunteering your time or donating to a cause you care about.
Or whatever it is, remember that even the smallest gesture can make a difference.
And those ripples of kindness, they can spread far and wide, creating a more beautiful world for all of us.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of compassion and inspiration.
It's been a pleasure exploring these stories with you.
And until next time, keep spreading those ripples of kindness,